Dear students, in this lecture we will discuss on various pressure measuring devices. Fluid pressure can be measured by manometers and mechanical gauges. Manometers, they work on hydrostatic principle by balancing a column of fluid, and by knowing the height of that fluid column we can determine the pressure using hydrostatic equation. Hydrostatic equation is given by P is equal to rho g z. And manometers are of two types, simple manometer and differential manometer. Simple manometers, they consist of simply a glass tube with one of its end connected to the point where the pressure is to be measured, and the other end it remains open to the atmosphere. Simple manometers are classified into three. They are piezometer, U-tube manometer and single column manometer. In this lecture, we will be mainly focusing on piezometers and U-tube manometer. Piezometer is the simplest form of manometer. It consists of a glass tube, transparent glass tube with a graduated scale over it. And one end of the glass tube is connected to the point where pressure is to be measured, and the other end it remains open to the atmosphere. So here we have a pipe in which fluid is flowing, and we need to measure the pressure of the fluid at this particular point. So here we have connected a glass tube. Here the rise of the fluid within the glass tube will be proportional to the pressure within the pipeline. So here height of the glass tube should be such that the fluid can freely rise within the glass tube without overflowing. So here pressure within the pipeline is determined based on hydrostatic equation. In this case Z is equal to H. So we can write P is equal to rho G H. Piezometers are the simplest form of manometer, and we'll get direct measurement based on the graduated scale fitted upon the glass tube. But when it comes to very high pressure, piezometers will become inconvenient because the column height will become too high when the pressure is more, and we need a long glass tube in such a case. So it is practically difficult, and we cannot measure vacuum pressures and gas pressures using piezometer. We can only measure gauge pressures. Piezometers cannot be used when large pressures are to be measured. Furthermore, gas pressures cannot be measured by using piezometers. And these limitations are overcome by the use of a U-tube manometer. It consists of a glass tube which is bent in U shape, and one end of the glass tube is connected to the point whose pressure is to be measured, and the other end it remains exposed to atmosphere. The U-tube contains a liquid of specific gravity greater than that of the fluid whose pressure is to be measured, and this liquid is commonly known as manometric fluid. And the manometric fluid should be such that they do not get mixed up with the fluids of which pressure is to be measured, and the commonly used manometric fluid is mercury. Now let us consider a U-tube which is filled with the manometric fluid. So here both ends of the U-tube are exposed to atmosphere. In that case, the manometric fluid level will be same in both the limbs. This is known as the right limb, and this is the left limb. Now we will connect one end of the glass tube to a pipeline, and the other end is exposed to atmosphere. So due to pressure in the pipeline, the manometric fluid within the U-tube will be pushed away, and it will rise in the right limb and it will fall in the left limb. So we will try to draw the figure. So here we can say that the pressure at point A is a gauge pressure. That is, pressure at point A is greater than atmospheric pressure. In such a case, the fluid level, the manometric fluid level in the right limb will be higher compared to the fluid level in the left. Now we will see how to determine the fluid pressure at point A, that is PA. For that, we will draw a reference line. The reference line should be along the lowest mercury level in the manometer. So this will be our reference line XX. Let ρ1 be the density of the fluid within the pipeline and ρm is the density of manometric fluid. This portion will be filled with the same fluid within the pipeline. And this is the interface between the two fluids. And the manometric fluid should be such that it will not get mixed up with the fluid within the pipeline. Now let H1 denotes height of the fluid in the pipeline above the reference line and H2 denotes height of the manometric fluid above the datum line. As the pressure is same along the horizontal surface. So here along XX, according to hydrostatic principle, the pressure will be same along this horizontal line XS. So now we will consider 2 points, point 1 and point 2 along the horizontal line XX. So here we can say that pressure at point 1 will be equal to pressure at point 2. And pressure at point 1 is equal to the pressure above this datum line XX at this particular point 1. So P1 will be equal to PA, that is pressure within the pipeline PA plus pressure due to this column of liquid in the manometer. So that will be ρ1 G into H1, that is hydrostatic pressure. Similarly, P2 will be the pressure above this datum line XX at point 2. So here we can write P2 is equal to pressure due to this column of manometric fluid, that is ρm, density of manometric fluid, into G into H2. So here we can say PA plus ρ1 G H1 is equal to ρm G H2. That gives PA is equal to ρm G H2 minus ρ1 G H1. This equation is known as manometric equation. Now we will consider the second case where the pressure within the pipeline is vacuum pressure. That means PA is less than P atmospheric pressure. In such a case, the manometric fluid within the U-tube will move towards the pipeline. So as a result, the manometric fluid level will rise in the left limb and it will fall in the right limb. Now we will try to draw the figure. And here, the remaining portion of the U-tube manometer will be filled with the same fluid which is flowing through the pipeline. And let ρ1 denotes density of the fluid in the pipeline and ρm denotes density of manometric fluid. Let this height be H1 and this is H2. Now we will draw the datum line. Datum line is drawn along the lowest mercury level in the manometer. So here XX denotes the datum line. Now we will consider 2 points, point 1 and point 2 within the datum line. We know that according to hydrostatic principle, along a horizontal line, the fluid pressure will be same in a system. So here we can say that the pressure at point 1 is equal to pressure at point 2. So here P1 will be equal to PA plus ρ1 G into H1 plus ρm G H2 and P2 will be equal to 0. Since above this point 2 we don't have any column of fluid, only atmospheric pressure exerts, we can say that P2 is equal to 0. So now we will write PA is equal to minus of rho 1 GH1 plus rho mg H2. Now we will discuss a problem related to U-tube manometer. Here, one end of the manometer is connected to a pipeline in which a fluid of specific gravity 0.9 is flowing and the other end is exposed to atmosphere. And it is mentioned that the center line of the pipeline is 12 cm below the level of mercury in the right limb. So let this be the level of mercury in the right limb. So we can say that the center line of the pipeline is 12 cm below the level of mercury in the right limb. It is also mentioned that the difference in mercury level between the two limbs is 20 cm. So here the remaining portion of the U-tube manometer will be filled with the same fluid flowing through the pipeline. Now we will try to draw the datum along the lowest mercury level. Let XX denotes the datum line and we will consider 2 points, point 1 and point 2. Now we can say that P1 is equal to P2 and P1 will be equal to the pressure within the pipeline plus rho 1 G into H1 and P2 will be equal to rho m G into H2. Now here rho 1 is density of the fluid flowing through the pipeline. Here specific gravity of the fluid is given. So density of the fluid will be specific gravity into density of water. So it will be 900 kilogram per meter cube. And H1 is equal to height of the fluid column. So here H1 will be 20 minus 12 centimeter. That is 8 centimeter. So we can write it as 0.08 meters. And rho m denotes density of the manometric fluid. Here it is given that mercury is the manometric fluid used. So it will be 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. And H2 denotes height of the manometric fluid. It will be equal to 20 centimeter, that is 0.2 meter. Now we will substitute in the manometric equation. PA plus solving, we will get PA is equal to 25977 Newton per meter square.